All right. Welcome to Gen X Rated. Truly the Thursday edition today, Billy. How we doing?
Oh, good. I like the 30-second intro there.
Gives me time to gather my thoughts. Plus, we love Andy's music, so that's an easy one.
hmm
Still trying to work on that outbound because sometimes it overtakes your mic, but all good.
I don't have anything to say anyway, so who cares?
It's usually a wave and a see ya, buddy.
Yeah.
But we did make it to Thursday, which on Tuesday, which felt like Thursday, was kind of hard to believe, but here we are.
Here we are.
And the sun's shining, and as you pointed out, it's about 80 degrees. So
Yeah, crazy.
it's a little bit crazy, and we might as well talk about that weather real quick with climate change, that made up science thing. Um, Denver on Monday was 5 degrees. 62 hours later, it was literally 81 degrees. I don't think they've seen a 76-degree swing ever.
That's crazy.
And we talked about on Tuesday that Phoenix hit 100 degrees, earliest time ever to hit 100 degrees. There's talk of El Nino, which will be coming in August, really pump up the temperatures. And that's going to be a nationwide issue. So looking at oil costs and things like that to run your AC and electricity, it could be a nightmare.
All of this was so avoidable.
One man's whim, whether he was led into it or it was just his gut instinct, they were all terrible.
Yeah, well, and you've got a whole political party that's just complicit in all of this. You think you think back to the Watergate era, and Republicans actually said to the president, "You have to go. You broke the law. You can either resign or you're going to be impeached and put up on charges." And they stood up. Now that they're like lemmings, man. They're going to go right along with it. He's marching us daily, making this much more worse. I mean, the war in the Middle East is spreading.
Yeah.
The Epstein files, Pam Bondi, Pam Bondi won't be sworn in because she doesn't want to tell the truth, and they're going to let these people get away with it. It's infuriating.
Well, and they ask why, and the legislators say because you lie. We need to have you under oath, otherwise
Like
we
a
have
fucking
no
rug.
But then, with this Department of Homeland Security guy Mullen getting pushed through 8-7, Fetterman was on that side with the Republicans. Boebert, who was so outraged by the Epstein files, all of a sudden she may support not subpoenaing Bondi. To your point, I mean, they're all kind of complicit. They're sticking together, and it's making all of us look terrible, frankly.
Well, it's making all of us look terrible, and it's affecting all of our lives. And we live in a lawless country that is we've become Russia. We are living basically in an oligarchy under an autocratic rule where, our freedom of speech is definitely threatened.
Oh my God, yes.
You're already seeing the censorship. How much have you heard about the wildfires in Nebraska?
Only locally.
Not a fucking thing. I Googled it the other day, and the only stories that came up, the only links that came up were from local Nebraska sources.
Well, and we know who's controlling the media, and it's only going to get worse. I mean, you saw Hegseth point blank say, "Oh, to CNN, I can't wait for, you to be taken over by Ellison, and we'll, represent how we want to represent." I mean, you're not going to get fair and balanced Fox News anymore, my friend.
Well, we never really got the fair and balanced part, but yeah. But you're going to get a whole lot of fake Fox News everywhere.
And they will control every media outlet. I mean, that's really the crazy part to me. PBS is one pushing back, the foreign press. But, Trump shuts down the foreign press pretty easily because he just doesn't care. And he's just kind of a bully. I mean, you see it with women all the time. It's just offensive.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not really helping. We're seeing every day the TSA issues. We know that the Democrats have presented 6 standalone bills in order to fund TSA, all rejected within 24 hours. They tried to fund TSA. They tried to fund the Coast Guard, FEMA, which, we're going to need, though they don't seem to think so. Cybersecurity, but all 6 within 24 hours were blocked by the Republicans. The Republicans own this, though they keep trying to say, oh, these lines. And I think they take some pleasure out of seeing this at airports and the chaos and stuff. Duffy, of course, is going to say it's on the Democrats. But this is about ICE and not wanting to fund more of their terror campaign. Maybe less money into these camps of concentrated people. Maybe you won't see young teens being shuttered off to an island because they've been impregnated in ICE detention facilities. Now, even by their own laws, if you deport a parent, you have to deport the child with them. They're deporting parents without children. And you keep saying this all the time. It's cruel and it's cruelty. And I don't know if that's supposed to intimidate others, but just to go back to TSA, 40% of people are calling off at Houston Hobby, 39% in New Orleans, 37% in Atlanta, 30% at JFK. They're not getting paid. Some are sleeping in their car because gas is so expensive to be able to drive home, or they're just calling in sick. I can't say I blame them. A couple airports are taking up donations for TSA agents. And I think most of us waiting in line for 90 minutes want them to get paid.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're doing a job. They should get paid. And the fact that the Republicans are willing to use this like a political football and score points off of it is just disgusting.
And those legislators just walk to the front of the line.
Yeah, they should have to wait in line like everybody else.
They will not. And there's also, the good ones, the Lewandowskis and the Gnomes just get on their PJ. That's a totally different beast that we pay for.
Oh, yeah. They don't even come through the terminal.
That's right. But there is a bill coming through where they're not going to allow, or they're hoping to not allow representatives to go to the front of the line. They're Americans, just like us, or any traveler. They should abide by the same rules.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see. Kind of offensive. The Japanese, speaking of offensive, the Japanese prime minister was in town today. She was in the Oval Office meeting with Trump. There were some questions asked about going into Iran and asking for help now when you didn't really ask anybody what their thoughts were before you went in. It was a Japanese news person that asked him, and his point was, hey, you guys should know better than anybody. You didn't tell us about Pearl Harbor. What about that? And the prime minister's just like,
so offensive.
What do you even say to that? Like, come on, dude. Is that all you learned about in history? Dum-dum?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Yeah, he's offensive to everybody. But, he went into this without a plan. Now we're going to have this energy crisis because they bombed the South Pars gas fields, which is the largest reserve of natural gas. It's shared with Qatar and Iran, and that's going to be no more. So Israel did it. They said that the United States helped coordinate it. And then, of course, Trump came out yesterday and said, oh, we had nothing to do with it. We didn't even know. Oh, Israel went rogue. Well, Rubio said you knew. Hegseth confirmed you knew. You're lying. Just because it came out on Truth Social last night doesn't mean that it's true.
Yeah, no, there's very little. There's no truth in Truth Social. It's just the rantings of a deranged lunatic whose, frontal temporal lobe is just disintegrating. Yeah, I mean, this is absurd. It's obscene. It's unacceptable. And, the consequences are going to affect all of us. Just wait, especially now as we're getting into, the warmer weather. People want to travel. Good luck.
Well, and Delta Airlines came out and said our fuel costs are doubling. So, of course, you're going to pay for it.
Oh, of course. Yeah. The CEO's not giving back any of his pay. He'll probably get a raise.
He doesn't even fly Delta. Come on.
Yeah, probably doesn't. But, you're going to see this. I mean, as the weather gets warmer and people want to run their AC, you're going to see probably brownouts, blackouts. You're going to see skyrocketing, even compared to now, utility costs. And,
sure.
And lower income and less fortunate people are really going to bear the brunt of this.
You're absolutely right. This is the gas field being bombed. This is one in Fallujah. So it's anything in that region that we can take out. We've done that. We can blame Israel all we want. Israel says we're complicit. So who do you believe?
I don't know. It's hard to believe because, you know, you don't even know where the Israeli leader is.
He was supposed to have a press conference today at 2 o'clock. That did not happen. And I do feel like when you look at the timeline as to when he was ushered out, it was one of those things where you haven't seen him since. They said he landed in Germany. That was really the last you heard.
I'm guessing
So
he's dead.
I think so too. That's a guy that's not going to stay underground for very long. They had, I think, their 14th security meeting that he was not at, which he hadn't missed one in decades. So it makes you wonder for sure. And who cares? The damage is done. We're here. You can't get out of this. There's no getting out of this. Trump's trying, asking for help. Now we have some of our allies I saw in the last hour are willing to help at the Strait. They'll help get supplies through, but they're not coming for us. Iran already said they'll let everybody through there to get their stuff except for the U.S. and Israel. So, hey, good for the rest of the world, but our own leader's fucking us, essentially.
Basically,
I mean,
yeah, and he has been.
this war cost $12.7 billion in 6 days. Now they're asking for another $200 billion with a straight face because Trump said it's a small price to pay to be tippy top.
Tippy top of what? Tippy top of failed countries? Tippy top of a democracy that's been destroyed? Tippy top of a fucking crashing standard of living for everyone but the ultra rich? Yeah, no thanks.
I guess that's a tippy top. And by the same token, that $200 billion that the military is asking for is more than the entire U.S. health budget.
Yeah.
Could have been used better.
When you say you can't give health care and Medicare for all, yeah, the numbers say otherwise.
And these
Money's
guys are
there.
just, and if there was any kind of plan, the higher cost of diesel and gas is costing the U.S. economy $500 million a day, which seems like a lot. You'd think if you were going to plan this and you're going to have to plan for this energy crisis. It's going to happen. We saw it in the 70s. It's the same idea. But instead, 6 months ago, they fired all of our oil and gas experts and then replaced them with, I'm assuming, trusted loyalists or DEI hires, as he likes to bring on board.
Or just, sycophants and lick spittles.
For sure. So you got rid of all the people that know how to plan for a global energy crisis and replaced them with morons, which, affects all of us. It's a real issue.
It is, and it's going to get worse. That issue is going to spread, and it's going to get bigger, and it just feels like we're in crisis mode now, and who the fuck knows where it goes from here, because there's no stopping it. There's no guardrails. There's no control. And these fuckers are all falling into line. They're marching us right over the cliff.
And they seem okay with it. It's the weirdest part.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're going. Mars, moon, none of it seems like it's nobody's going to want them on either planet. Okay, let's be honest. So the UAE announced that gas production is now zero, and that operations at major natural gas facilities are suspended. So they're not even going to try. This is the U.S. gas prices spiked 29% over the last 20 days. It's the largest increase since Katrina 21 years ago. I mean, this guy, vegetables last month were up 49%. We lost 98,000 manufacturing jobs in his first year, even though we're building all these factories and whatever. And his approval rating's at 15%. How is this guy still in office?
I have no idea.
15%.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, this whole party of his they're all complicit. There's nobody willing to stand up and speak out.
Well, and then Joe Kent came out, as we talked about on Tuesday, who does counterterrorism here, and started mentioning about our Fourth Amendment rights. Like they're buying our location data, which was not a thing that they could do before. but they're buying commercially available information and spying and collecting your data. Why would they be doing stuff like that? Seems strange.
Yeah.
But for Kent, who said that the only imminent threat to us was Trump, which he took a lot of heat for, and I
He was a
talked about him.
lion.
He's no amazing person. I mean, he's a Christian nationalist. He's got his own issues. But as far as country, he did serve. His wife served and was killed by ISIS. And he's speaking out now. And his words were resignation, and he left. He was on Tucker Carlson last night, and he talked about they wanted to investigate the Charlie Kirk assassination. Not allowed to happen. They wanted to investigate the Butler assassination. Just regular intelligence running, like, hey, we have video of this kid at a shooting range. Who might he be with? Can we sift through some of the stuff? Can we find out who this kid was at Butler? No, not allowed. And then Kash Patel shut down the DNI investigation into foreign involvement in the Charlie Kirk assassination. I think all roads kind of lead to the country that pushed us into this Iran war, and we're allowed to do it. So they're shutting down any investigations into Israel. The Charlie Kirk stuff, as soon as he turned on Israel and had no plans of supporting the Iran war, he was dead within 48 hours.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah, by those ex-Mossad guys that he fired that they brought back.
Probably his wife liked them. They thought that they were going to keep him safe, maybe. I don't know. But it didn't.
No, it didn't. And again, we're not even investigating the many outrages and atrocities in the Epstein files.
Yeah. Though, as we've talked about in the past, New Mexico, the state did take it upon themselves to investigate, unlike Minneapolis, which wasn't allowed to investigate the shooting of the two protesters, which Mullen had to take back, calling the one guy a lunatic because, come on, don't be such a dick all the time.
Yeah.
The facts are the facts. Those two individuals should be alive today, and they're not because ICE is out of control. But New Mexico's handling that investigation. Somebody broke into that house, not on the house, but they were on his land in New Mexico. They did find some remnants of bodies in a yurt. So that seems to be picking up a little bit of steam, which I find interesting because you can't hide everything underground. There's just way too much on those grounds there that they're going to find something, but it has to be legal. It can't be you and I going and digging. But this was an investigation that they tried to start in 2019 that Trump shut down when he was president for obvious reasons. But they are finding, well, it'll come out, but they are finding some success at that ranch. And hopefully that'll lead to something a little bit more gratifying to put some of these people in jail. We've had 412 women prosecuted for pregnancy-related matters. We haven't had a single man prosecuted for the Epstein files. Not a one. And, raw intelligence was the last thing that Kent talked about, showing through the Epstein files that Trump is compromised by Israel. I mean, there's just no doubt. Who's the real brains behind him now? Kushner. Who's running the presidency? Kushner. Who was not voted into office is the same guy. I mean, who dealt with Russia? Him and that ambassador Wachowski, or whatever the fuck his name is. They weren't voted on to be in our government at all. And they got us, they allowed Gaza to continue. People didn't want to vote for Kamala because why? Because she supported what?
Look at Gaza. I know. I guarantee you that shit would have ended had she taken office. I guarantee that.
We wouldn't be in Iran. No. The liar in chief told us that no foreign wars. That's not his bag, baby. But
America first. Yeah, I'm going to destroy America first. Then I'm going to destroy the rest of the world through sheer incompetence. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I mean, Trump's been compromised by everybody, by Israel, by Russia, by China.
Yeah, apparently China has the full unredacted Epstein files. I just think they're just sitting there waiting. They're conserving energy. They're making energy, clean energy, and we're just playing fuck over here, to be frank.
Yeah. I mean, we're living in an autocracy. It's an oligarchy ruled by the very wealthy, and it's only going to get worse unless something changes, unless we, the people, can manage to make something happen. There's no help coming from the Republicans.
No, they're all in, buddy.
And with Democrats like Fetterman, who needs an opposition? That brain-addled piece of
And
shit.
I don't know that Mullen's going to make it much further. And then it comes back to the SAVE Act. They know that they're going to get crushed at midterms. They know they're going to lose the House. They know it's going to be an issue for these people that are in the files, because most of that will be to the forefront, and rightfully so. But the statistics keep coming out about I don't know, is it the SAVE Act? Is it the Save America Act? And it's the same talking points. Oh, you got to get ID to, buy beer or to fly. The thing is, we took 3 years to get real IDs. Missouri in particular, they kept pushing it back. You can't fly without it. We got it. Now that's not good enough. That's not going to get you registered. It's not going to allow you to vote. And this is about voter suppression. It's not about showing ID. Everybody has to show ID to vote. Undocumented, they're not voting. But it will cause 9%, 1 in 10 of citizens, American citizens, don't have ID that the SAVE Act would require. That's a shitload of people.
Well, and I don't know if they know this or not, but it's probably a lot of their voters too.
It is, and that is a concern. And we've had some feedback from rural voters saying that, hey, I'm not too worried about it, but the election's not tomorrow. And if you just don't worry about it until the day before or the day of, when they tell you can't vote here, what are you going to do, man?
Yeah.
You have no recourse. And 70 million women won't be voting. J.D. Vance may have trouble voting because his birth certificate doesn't match his catchy stage name either.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But there are other parts of it as well that, each state with this SAVE Act has to turn over and submit their voting rolls to the DHS SAVE data bank, which then they can see how you voted. They can take you off the rolls. They have total control. And that's not in the Constitution. These are states that take care of their own elections. There are federal guidelines and such, of course, but this is a state thing. So, you wanted to take abortion rights back to the states until that didn't work. You wanted everything back to the states. But when you don't like the states, you just overstep your bounds, which is unconstitutional.
Yeah, and how far is the Supreme Court willing to let this go?
They came out yesterday and said that he had no immunity from the Epstein files. That was a good first step.
All right, let's keep stepping then. Let's take some more big steps. Let's say that, elections need to be protected. Let's, let's say that, a public official has to be sworn in, has to comply with that. Let's fucking keep going.
Yeah. Well, I think, excuse me, Roberts started to get a little bit fearful because Trump's really lambasting them. And they gave him the power to do it, frankly.
Yeah, they did. I don't know what they were thinking. What did you think was going to happen?
Well, Roberts is in the Epstein files. So I think I know what they're thinking. Self-preservation. It's just amazing how many people are connected to this. And that doesn't mean that you were the one impregnating 12-year-olds and putting them in cages, but you're part of the system. And that's a problem. And everybody should pay for that. Those kids didn't deserve that. I don't care if they were orphaned. I don't care if they were produced in a basement. That's not how you treat people in general.
No, it's cruel and it's sickening.
It is sickening. That's a good choice of words. The voter roll thing of DHS's SAVE data has an accuracy notoriously full of errors. I think it was about 15%. So even if they're not actively looking to take you off the rolls, the system might screw you anyway. Another part of that is if you miss an election, and sometimes people only vote in presidential elections every 4 years. If you miss one, they can take you off the voter rolls for missing, not coming out and voting. And that's kind of.
Everybody listening should definitely check with their local voter registration and make sure that they're still on the rolls. And if not, get yourself registered.
Yeah, figure out a way. The worst thing you can do is do nothing, and then you show up at your polling station, and they tell you, which we saw in Georgia recently, when they tell you that you can't do it. I'm sorry, you're not able to vote here. And then you got to scramble and find your place to vote. And then, as we saw in past special elections, even though the state says, hey, you made these guys jump through hoops, we're going to extend, if you're in line at 7, we'll keep it open. Some of the red state judges said no. And people didn't get to vote, which was their right to vote. And people died for that right to vote. And now you're using it as a political pawn, like it's not your right to vote. It's
Well,
crazy.
yeah, and that I still believe that election was compromised as well. That shit doesn't add up.
Well, they're really
Musk
going
should
up.
be in jail.
They're really going off the Save Act because they know that that Elon can't sway this much of a vote. There's so many House seats coming up that it just would be nearly impossible. So you got to find a better way. If we can't, those computers, the old Elon.
Oh, he knows them all. Don't you worry. You'll never have to vote again.
So, and then this goes back to Minneapolis. They said, hey, we'll pull out ICE, but give us your voter rolls.
Yeah, no, fuck you. That's not how this works.
Correct. And why is it so important to them? Because they're very concerned. And those that should be doing jail time, I hope it comes to fruition because this is disturbing.
Mm-hmm. Extremely disturbing.
A little bit on healthcare. Meningitis is on the rise.
Jesus.
I know, first year of college, you send a kid off. It's terrifying. We've all heard stories about getting it. It's something that can flip a switch in 24 hours and can kill you. A lot of people will have it in their nasal cavities, etc. It doesn't necessarily affect them. When it does get into your bloodstream, you got a real problem. So I know there's an outbreak right now in France. I know there was Kent University, I think, in England, and we're seeing it here as well, which is not surprising because we just don't trust science anymore, or really care about it. We make fun of people that wear masks. But all these are airborne illnesses. We know measles, which we don't hear about anymore, raging in South Carolina, as well as other states, Texas for sure. Meningitis, flu, COVID, all are airborne. So put on that mask. It's not ridiculous. It can be life-saving.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, we go the other way. Dr. Oz says, hey, you want better healthcare. We need to take fraud out of it. And this fraud's
then resign, motherfucker.
And fraud's getting so offensive because, where's the fraud? Is it these no bid contracts that people are giving out? Trump's giving to these made up companies where he's getting it. The tariff money that they brought in that nobody actually saw, and now when companies are saying we want our money back because it was illegal. There is no money. The money's gone. The fraud, waste, and abuse is at the very top. The swamp is just being filled with more nonsense. We're buying drones from Donnie Jr. Lewandowski steering ICE contracts to private prisons for cash. Who is he?
I know. How is he getting away with this shit?
Well, and he notoriously has told people, hey, Trump will pardon me. I can do anything I want. Trump will pardon me. I don't know what he's got on Trump, but Noam's husband should be a little bit pissed off. I mean, if you really care about that woman, Jesus, man.
Maybe he's relieved.
Could be. While this is going on, our health officials, RFK Jr.'s just still out of his mind. But mRNA vaccines, one of the most influential inventions we've had in the last 200 years, we're canceling the development of it. We feel that it's more risk than benefit now. I mean, you're not even a scientist. Why am I listening to you?
I've got a gut feeling, okay?
Oh, now we're in the Trump zone. I mean, the benefits are the design of mRNA, thank you, is that it can be designed and produced more quickly than traditional vaccines, which is critical when you have viruses that are changing form and in pandemic response. I mean, we had a whole book for the pandemic that Obama left behind. This guy came in and threw the book away. We don't need this. Jared comes in and says, hey, we'll supply, some stuff for red states.
Yeah.
Blue state hospitals, get your garbage bags out. Start making your shit to protect yourself. Like, we don't care.
Yeah. And, if another one pops up, and there's always one waiting around the corner, this is going to be a huge disaster.
Well, and as your ice caps are melting and all the old illnesses start
Hmm.
floating around, how could it not be an issue? Even something simple like HMPV, which is human metapneumonia virus, I don't know, pneumonia virus. It is something that's been around since 2001, but it's spreading across the states now, and there is no cure. And that's fine. You know, we fight through it. Oh, chickenpox. I know that RFK was talking about chickenpox. Oh, it stays, the vaccine for that would stay with you, and then it pops up shingles later. I mean, all this stuff just sounds made up, and I don't even know what he's talking about. It's like garbage salad that
I
he's
don't think he
talking
knows
about.
either. He's got a
I
worm
don't
in his
think so
brain.
either. But he throws out certain words, and then people that believe him are like, oh, yeah, great.
Yeah.
My point being that if you're over 65 or under two, this triggers like a severe bronchitis, hospitalization. Sometimes you need breathing support. And we had a friend recently that was over 65 who was pretty sick.
Hmm.
And he thought he had like a bronchitis flare up. So it's not just happening in rare instances, it's across the board. We from our various states, a lot of people have been sick with various things,
Yeah, it's no joke.
and we just don't care to protect us anymore. It is a common respiratory virus, but it can also be, it's like RSV, which was scary for babies, or the flu, which, can be uh, awful. Uh,
Hmm.
so you can work through it, sure, but if you're not able to get the health care that you need or be admitted, you got a real problem, and we're just not prioritizing that.
No, we don't care. We are on our own.
Pretty
If
much.
you're fortunate enough to live in a state that is responsible and has, the money and the resources to take care of its citizens, you might be okay, but we're basically on our own. The federal government is not here to help us.
No, unless it's some kind of right that they can take away from you, then they're all.
Yeah.
And it's creating, I mean, as we talked about, the job loss has been pretty huge. And I was just going to talk briefly about some statistics because I've talked to a couple of friends. They have older kids, children, but they're one's turning 30, would like to buy a house, wants to get married. Not an option. Even out of their budget, if they extend it and can get to 350,000 house, you'd think that would be really nice. Well, people are bidding more. Uh,
Hmm.
we talked about this. If you're in your 60s and selling a house, you're generally selling to somebody else in their 60s. Nobody else can afford housing right now. So, a couple of stats from financially being 30 years old in 1983, 85% of 30-year-olds lived on their own, 80% were married, 60% had kids, and 50% owned a house. In 2026, 64% are living on their own as opposed to 85%. 47% are married as opposed to 80. 32% have kids, that's about half. And then 32% own a home compared to 50%. Um, we're not giving these guys much of a future, but we're asking them to work their asses off, do the right thing, but then there's no benefits. Oh, if your job doesn't have to offer you health care, get on the exchange. Oh, we don't have subsidies anymore, so now healthcare
Yeah.
is outrageous. Housing, bought by hedge funds. Okay, we're not going to allow that anymore. Well, it's too late. Go find a house, and the inventory is huge, but people can't afford it.
Hmm.
That's the problem. And then when they say 64% are living on their own in 2026, I guarantee you more than half of those people have a roommate
Oh, yeah.
because you have to.
I know, between rent, utilities, and expenses, food, gas to get to work. I mean, yeah, we're all being squeezed. They're just squeezing the life out of us.
Yeah, it's really rough, and I really feel for these kids that just like I said, they were told to go to college. If you were fortunate enough to go to college and get an education, these STEM kids, oh, it was such a big deal. STEM, 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 STEM. Sorry, those jobs are fleeing. You're going to have to go overseas because we're just not that interested here. Engineers, soon to be taken over by the Elon robots. Like, it's just, what do you think is going to happen to these people? Meanwhile, you look at some people, the Christian nationalists are planning more white only towns. Um, Idaho's going to get one. The Ozarks, in Tennessee. big on these white only towns. It's crazy. I mean, this started in Arkansas. It was called the RTTL, Return to the Land. They have 160 acres, about 40 people on there, and there's hundreds of people that are paying to be able to come out to these areas. I mean, I don't want to. Who wants to live in that kind of environment where we disregard science, we don't care about people, and we don't want to mix with others? It's so weird.
It's extremely weird. It's disturbing. But you know what? Let them have their little fucking towns, their return to the land. And, you know, the next time a hurricane or a tornado comes through and takes it out, fuck you people.
And we're not sending in the Amish either. Okay, forget it.
Yeah.
They get things done. Not interested.
I think they're pretty much all white too, though.
They are, but I don't think that they're haters. So I don't know that they, they seem to come down to North Carolina and did a lot of good work, and it really didn't matter if you were black, white, or yellow.
Oh, good.
So, but these haters, they're also the ones that say, hey, we're going to arm up. And if you're going to try and vote, we're going to be there for you. So,
yeah, get the fuck out of here. Who are you to take my vote away? Fuck you.
I know. But that's kind of where we are right now. It's just, I'm in more disbelief every day that this is acceptable, because I'm hearing from people, friends, and family that I wouldn't necessarily hear some of the talk that's going on, which is like, it could be about their job, it could be about childcare, it could be about groceries, fill in the blank, but they're starting to talk. And when you're starting to talk, you get to a boiling point. A lot of people are frustrated, angry. That's no way to live.
No, it's not. It's not healthy. It's, you know, physically or emotionally. It's not healthy when you're just stressed out, amped up, and angry all the time. So, you know, make sure you take some time for yourself. Don't let them get to you like that, because they don't get to win, and you have to take care of yourself. Get outside, take a walk, you know, phone a friend. Just do something for yourself and unplug and tune out, and don't let them steal your attention like that, because it's just not healthy.
Yeah. And, the grounding part is important. You say go outside. I mean, there are studies that show that the outdoors can certainly improve your mindset. And I know everybody, if you have kids or older adults, parents you're taking care of, you still have to prioritize yourself. I mean, we heard that from day one. You have to make a little bit. If it's 10 minutes, it's 10 minutes. Red light therapy, go outside, do yoga, breathing exercises, something for yourself. Because
yeah, you have to.
As you always say, Stockholm syndrome, like we don't think we deserve it. Everybody deserves a little peace of mind. Give me a break.
I agree. You know, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Oh, I just got an update. Apparently, Duke won. Number one seed. Duke was down in the toilet all day, but they pulled it out.
All right, good. Because, yeah, my bracket's in danger already.
I know. Well, Wisconsin losing today was a big one.
Man.
Yeah. To High Point. Do you know where High Point is? I'm assuming North Carolina?
Yeah.
All right.
Right? The furniture capital?
That was what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But who knows? But yeah, they pulled off the upset. Really nice. But that good news is more distractions. March Madness is going on.
Yeah. Yeah, worry about your bracket and not the fucking shit that's going on. That shit'll be there. Believe me.
And we always say, like, the normalcy, the draft's going to come up for the NFL. March Madness is happening. But again, you can take some pleasure in that, even with the world crumbling around us. But, you know, when you have the opportunity to help make this change and to support what's right, you know, you have to do that as well.
You do. You have to try. You have to look out for yourself.
For sure. And I don't want to flee. I don't want to have to go someplace else. I think maybe the billionaires should just go to Mars. Have at it. Maybe start with the moon first, apparently.
Maybe just spend some of the money that you're going to spend to get to the moon or to Mars and fix this planet. How about that?
Peter
Switch to
Thiel already told the
renewables
billionaires.
To fucking stop digging this hole we're in and doubling down on oil and natural gas, because if we were if we were using renewables, we wouldn't be having this mess.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be in this position.
Yeah.
And it was all done to make some wealthy people even wealthier.
But they lie, and there's just no pushback. I mean, Trump says that China's doesn't use wind power at all. That's a lie. He says they're down on solar power. That's a lie. He tells the same stupid story about Melania wanting to watch TV, but he couldn't because the wind stopped blowing. Wah, wah, wah.
And fucking people believe that shit. That's the scary
Thousands
part.
of bald eagles being killed every day. I mean, yeah, it's hard to believe, but yeah, he's got 15%, I guess, that are believing it.
Unbelievable.
But anyway, back to the happy ending. March Madness is always exciting. Don't take your brackets too seriously. Crosby came back last night. Penguins lost in overtime, but Crosby, true to nature, had a goal. They're still competing, trying to get into the playoffs. You got anything else on the happy side?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Just take care of yourself.
All right. I like that. Take care of your mental health. It's important. Look out for your neighbors. Everybody's going through something. So try and be a little bit understanding, maybe a little less road ragey on the road, which I'm seeing a lot of. Everybody's trying to get somewhere fast. Going 80, you're burning through more gas. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep it at 78. Yeah. I'm one to talk. I'm going to try and take some of my own advice as well.
You should.
I'll try. Anyway, I appreciate you jumping on. I know it's later today, but always appreciate your help and your insight.
Oh, yeah. No, good job. Good job.
All right. Well, maybe I'll catch up with you later, depending.
Okay.
See you. But thanks again for your time, as always.
All right. Well, I appreciate you, buddy.
All right. Good seeing you.
You too.
All right. See ya.
Yeah.